Ellis and KafarraD.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, how are you?
I have the pleasure of asking the first question. Why is it that 30% of the teens entering high school do not graduate because they're not able to read? How do they get that far and don't have those skills? Are the schools not doing their job? Or
I think the schools are doing their jobs, but as far as the student as themselves, inside themselves, when you read something, it's not just reading it and taking a test and answering questions. Everyone can do that. When you read, you actually have to read and really look into the material and comprehend what you're reading and get a really good basis of what you're reading. And so most teens growing up and maybe young adults going through college are not really maturing and comprehending what they're reading, so they can take tests and get the right answers, but their literacy rates are keep going up because they really don't comprehend what they're reading.
How much is the, excuse me, now I was just going to ask, how much is the educational system to blame for teen illiteracy?
I think that the school district should be to blame a little bit, but they can raise the student up to much of the level as to graduate, and then once they graduate, I think it's on the student to continue to learn and continue to read and get the knowledge that they need to continue, because you can't just blame it on the teachers. You have to have a work ethic within yourself to say, I have a disability and I can't read as well as I want to, so you just have to progress within yourself and have the determination to get to that level.
I see here that you play basketball, volleyball, and you run track.
Yes, ma'am.
You look very athletic. Which one of those is your favorite sport?
I like volleyball. I play back row, so I get to dive and get the ball, and the crowd goes wild when I go to dive and get the ball, and it's just really excitement.
So is that the sport that you won the Athlete of the Month?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
What would you say is your strongest attribute?
I think my voice. When I go out to volunteer or go out to do community service and I sing, little kids always come to me, oh, you have a beautiful voice. But it's not just my beautiful voice. It's just that I'm conveying them to a message that they can do anything that they set their mind to. And when I just open my mouth and I'm just letting the kids know that you could be an astronaut, you can go to space, you can be a famous basketball player, all you have to do is set your mind to it and you can do anything you want to do.
So your goal is to be Miss America.
Yes, sir.
Do you feel like we have to be America's outstanding teen to be Miss America?
There's a difference between Miss America's Outstanding Teen and Miss America. The Miss program is more a mature person, and for the teen program, it's more of a fun teen. You can relate to everyone. And I think if you are Miss America's Outstanding Teen and then you go to win Miss America, that's great. But if you don't ever go to Miss America, that doesn't mean you have to give up and, oh, you're a loser. You can just keep going, keep progressing to Miss America. So if I never make Miss America Outstanding Teen, if I get to Miss America, that'll be the greatest accomplishment of my life. So,
how did you choose the song that you're going to sing?
For Summertime, the first time I heard it on TV, it just made my eyes light up. It just made me feel a warmth inside. So when I sing it to you, I hope you feel the same warmth.
what's the best advice you've ever received?
Just to believe anything you set your mind to. You can achieve anything as long as you have God on your side and you know that you can do it within yourself.
If you were
How long have you been singing?
Ever since I was able to talk, I believe. I entered my first pageant when I was 8 years old, and I got on stage as a little girl, just shy, and then when the music turned on, it was like, oh, okay, I'm here. And I just, when I sing, I feel like I belong there. So,
if you were a judge, what would you look for in Miss Teen?
I would look for someone who is passionate, not just about their platform, but about all the issues facing teens today. I would look for someone who's beautiful, who's intelligent, but not just beautiful on the outside, but also on the inside, and someone that I can relate to.
In this age of technology, being your platform what it is, people might say, well, why do I need to be able to read a book? I can I can download books on tape and things like that. So how would you combat something like that, knowing the direction of technology?
I would just say, of course you can just listen to an audio tape. When you actually sit down and read a book, you just get to read through the words, and the words go through your mind and through your system. You just get to experience that. You get to develop a image in your head, and it just, if you just hear something, she was galloping through the flowers. But if you read it in a book, through the bright, sun-filled flower room filled with flowers, you just get a mental image inside your head. So I would say it's better just to sit down and read a book and be able to just have that time by yourself to read instead of listening to an audio tape.
What's your favorite book to read?
My favorite book is Heaven. It's about this young lady. Her father died actually of cancer, and it's just about her obstacles that she had to go through a young teen without a father. And just with the Lord on her side, she actually became a famous singer like I want to be. And it's just a really book that really inspires me.
How long do you think it'll take you to reach your goal of being a famous singer?
I actually, when I'm a junior going to be a junior in school, when I'm a senior, I have a audition for Juilliard set up already. And so when I become a senior, if I make the audition, I can go to school and get the training. And maybe one day, I think, in a couple of years, I'll be there.
Who are some of you, I take it you're into classical music.
Yes.
Who are some of your favorite classical singers?
I think Ella Fitzgerald, she's a jazz singer and a classical singer, and her style of singing is so inspirational. She can sing straight tone, and then she can have a little wave in her tone, and just her ups and downs, lows and highs. It's just really inspiring me to become a better singer within myself.
What is your favorite children's book?
Children's book. I like Dr. Seuss books a lot, just with the rhyming and everything, and how he's so creative with the Horton Here's a Who, and I just watched that DVD recently, and so just Dr. Seuss and all his creativeness.
Other than your parents, who's been the most influential person in your life?
I have a friend, her name is Shan. Her mother actually died a couple years ago, and instead of just going into a stage of depression or something, she went and she actually went out and encouraged teens. Even though you might have lost your parent at war or lost your parent of a sickness or something, you can still be anything that you set your mind to do. And she just really inspires me to just go out there and tell other teens that they can do anything they want to do.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question they asked me when I was Miss New Mexico. If you were an animal, what animal would you be?
Animal. I love Bugs Bunny. So I'd be like a little rabbit hopping around with a little furry tail, big ears.
What is your greatest fear?
My greatest fear? My greatest fear is actually not reaching my goals, because I'm going out and telling teens that they can do anything they want to do. But if I don't actually reach my goals, how can I be inspiration to them? They'll look at me, oh, she can't do it, well, I can't do it. So I have to stay positive and let them know I can do it, so you can do it.
Are these two individuals, who do you think is the better role model for women? Michelle Obama or Oprah Winfrey?
That's a hard one. I would say Michelle Obama. She is the first African-American First Lady, and just her being in office, and she was the first African-American woman, just the first First Lady ever on the Vogue magazine. And so she's relating to teens, relating to the elderly, relating to everyone. And I think she's a really big inspiration to me, and she's out there, she has her own fashion line and everything, so she's a great inspiration.
I noticed you were ranked 6th out of 752 students. What an accomplishment.
Thank
How did you do that?
Just work ethic, just being determined and having a goal I set, and just going through every little step and making sure that I reach that goal. And I also tell when I go out to volunteer teens that I am number 6, but I didn't get there by my parents doing my homework for me. I actually sat down with a book in front of me and read and did my homework like that.
Well, KafarraD, our time is up.
Oh, okay.
We have really enjoyed talking.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.